G'day, guys. Just going to take you to an article from Zero Hedge. There's no author because it's a bit of an infomercial thing. Just open the door and let a bit of breeze in. It'll get a bit noisier. The second largest bank failure in US history occurred in just 48 hours. Could your bank be next? Imagine waking up one morning to the news that your bank is in trouble and then getting this message when you log on. Our online banking system and mobile services are currently unavailable. Please check back later for availability. Well, this is exactly what the customers of Silicon Valley Bank read as its executives frantically tried to squash rumors of its failure and collapse through social media. The irony lies in the fact that those who are trying to save your deposits are the ones who created the monster in the first place. After the rapid collapse of SVB, the federal government launched an emergency rescue of the US banking system in an effort to halt the contagion of further collapses. However, the cancer in the financial system had spread so rapidly that within hours of the first collapse, Signature Bank of New York collapsed, making the third largest bank failure in history, because they're all linked up, guys. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Banks have been given free rein to gamble away your money with minimal oversight due to deregulation. It's not really due to deregulation, it's due to regulation. The banking crisis seems to be bigger than expected. It's due to I'll just add that it's due to the government being involved in banking and the government being involved in money. And you're only talking fiat currency, you're not talking real money here. For instance, MarketWatch just reported that 20 banks are sitting on huge potential securities losses, as was Silicon Valley Bank. Will First Republic Bank be next? With more than $212 billion in assets, First Republic Bank sent an urgent email to try and soothe the minds of their customers. This had the opposite effect, as within hours of markets opening, their stock fell 67%. Although the FDIC can intervene to cover bank losses, the FDIC itself can run short if numerous banks fail at once, coming to a town near you, which happened during the last recession. Consider that as of December 2022, the FDIC Deposit Insurance Fund contained $128 billion, while the total deposits the FDIC insured amounted to more than $10 trillion. $128 billion backing up $10 trillion. That's fractional reserve deposit insurance, isn't it? Huh? More bullshit. If you thought it would be sufficient, well, think again. The Silicon Valley Bank failure alone is enough to deplete the entire FDIC reserve. Was it a coincidence that the Fed and major banks began testing the digital dollar back in November 2022? Or was it that they knew of the inevitable collapse of the banking system and the potential wipeout of trillions of your hard-earned savings? Knowing that the Federal Reserve and this administration have lied about inflation for over a year, and with more interest rate hikes anticipated, additional banks will see their bond assets devalue, causing the dominoes to fall at your feet. If a bank as big as Silicon Valley Bank can fail in 48 hours with little prior notice, how long will it take other smaller banks to last? Just minutes. Within minutes, guys, your bank, your little community bank in small country town Australia or anywhere in the world is going to go bang. No more deposits. Sorry, we lied. We don't have your digits. Americans and Australians should know better by now not to listen to either the banks, the lying administration, or the greedy financial advisors. They're all in cahoots. Recently, savvy investors such as Robert Kiyosaki and David Morgan warned us repeatedly that a banking crisis is imminent and urged us to invest in the same vehicle that the banks themselves are trying to hoard. It's time to fight back and regain control of your savings. Now, this hoard word, I hate that. They make hoard sound like a bloody crime. Hoarding is saving. You're doing a good thing if you're hoarding. While stocks have been scrambling, real estate plummeting, bonds devaluing, dollar and oil crashing, and banks failing, one asset is standing firm against all odds. You guessed it, gold. Gold is the only asset that does not depend on anyone else or anything to create its value. By owning gold, you bypass many of the current economic crisis pitfalls while minimizing your financial risks. You deserve that peace of mind. Don't let another opportunity pass you by. Whether you like gold or not, deep down you know well that it is a safe haven asset that has proven to outperform markets and hold its value no matter how many financial institutions fail. Act now to protect yourself in case of bank failures. Your protection starts here. So there you have it, guys. On Zero Hedge, we've got Jerome Powell saying a day or two ago, maybe we won't, customers can feel safe that peace of mind that their deposits are safe. And on the other side of town, there's Janet Yellen in front of Congress saying, well, maybe not. These people are in total disarray. This is the end of fascism and socialism in the banking system. This is what happens when you socialize the banking system, when you privatize the gains and socialize the losses. No one can lose. That's not capitalism. We haven't had capitalism since the 1800s. We haven't had real sound money since the 1800s. This is not capitalism. This is a failure of socialism. It's an absolute disaster of socialism. When the government decides that they're going to regulate banks and that they're going to decide what money is and that they're going to indoctrinate a whole generation of people into what money is. Ask yourself what money is if you don't know what it is, and go looking on the internet to find out what it really is. Money is a store of value. Fiat currencies. So let me talk about Alan Greenspan once said in front of the Congress, I think it was. He said, America can pay its bills for as far as the eye can see, but it cannot guarantee the purchasing power of the dollar. So we're about to see all the banks get bailed out. Everyone's going to get bailed out. What will this do? It will look like a bailout. It will look like they're saving the system. And inflation, if not high inflation, it will be hyperinflation. And the purchasing power, they cannot guarantee the purchasing power of the dollars or the digits in your bank account. So they can guarantee that it stays there and that you don't lose it, as in you can still see it on the screen, but they can't guarantee that that'll buy anything. And the more they intervene and the more banks they save and the more customers they supposedly save, the more they destroy the currency. So everyone loses in the end, guys, if they hold digits in a bank. That's the moral to the story. And if you haven't already got out now, you should be out. You should be out. It's getting late in the day to send digits off to Ainsley Bullion in Brisbane and hope that they put the gold on a truck. Because by golly, the transport companies are going broke in Australia. So when there's just no guarantee that there'll be any fuel in the trucks shortly. There's no guarantee. So you'll get to a day shortly where you send digits off to somewhere to get to put your precious metal on a truck to be trucked to you, and it won't turn up. Laptops, lawnmowers, anything you buy online, clothes, shoes, whatever it is. I'm not going to make any more suggestions. It will not come. You will send digits off into the ether and it'll say confirmed and yep, no problem. We've got the digits, and it won't come. It's getting very, very late in the day, guys. You can grab cash out of the bank if you want. That'll be worthless too. They're just slithers of plastic, worth nothing. So we're in the acceleration stage of inflation now in Australia and across the world. So you better hurry. If you've got several $100,000 worth of digits of nothing sitting in a bank, you better hurry up and do something with it. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching.